and benefited other groups of people. But it didn't benefit us. So, any one of y'all that's on this live, y'all should be happy to see this whole system fall. I didn't say it was going to be comfortable, fam. Some of y'all be wanting things to happen. You want things to be comfortable. You want, okay, fall, but I don't want nothing to affect me though in the process of it falling. I want to be in my comfort zone like I've always been. I'm going to keep the same job I have. I'm going to make the same money that I'm making, and I don't want to be inconvenienced. That is not realistic. And some of you guys are going to get caught out there because you guys are not thinking from a realistic point of view. That's not the way this goes, because freedom is not free. There is a price to pay when you want your freedom. And so because so many of us have allowed this whole thing to manifest itself, and we didn't put this shit in check sooner. And when I say we, I'm talking about everybody on the collective level. Because we have allowed. You had one group of people that felt it was okay and felt entitled to live a specific way, right? You had another group of people that had everything stripped from them and suffered for those other group of people to benefit off of it, right? Then you had foreigners coming into the country benefiting and jumping on top of everything else. Everything is completely out of order. The way this thing is set up, it is a cocktail for chaos and destruction. It is set up that way. You got all these Afghan refugees coming into the country. You got everybody coming into this country wanting to claim civil rights. So you got everybody being looked after but us. And you think this shit ain't supposed to fall? Oh, it's gonna fall. Because they have systematically disrespected and made a mockery of the original people that are from these lands. So there's a price to pay behind that. So whether they're using HARP or Project Blue Beam, or they're utilizing their own ships, or they're using technology to create earthquakes, or they're using technology to create hurricanes, it doesn't matter. All of them are actors. All of them are playing a role, whether they're aware of it or not. And that role is the fall. And they're not exempt from the fall. That's the funny thing about this. That's the beautiful thing about this whole situation, is that nobody's exempt from the fall. Even the ones who are even the ones that are perpetuating it, they're not exempt from the fall. Their offspring damn sure ain't exempt from the fall. Karma is here. Armageddon is here. And this war is all the way galactic. All the way galactic. Soon as they start talking about that AI, as soon as they start talking about things that they wanted to, and the jab and what they were trying to put in the jab to get you, as soon as they were talking about that stuff, nanos, all that, as soon as they started talking about that stuff, that should have told you right then and there, this is cosmic. This is some galactic shit going on here. That's all this is. And don't even get me started about how a lot of these people are injected with implants. Don't even get me started on that. Every single person who has gotten that test or who has gotten the jab, implants, which are designed to influence you and take you off path. So now, that should make everyone think why so many people are out here doing shit that don't make no damn sense. It's because of the implants. And let me explain something to you. You can get an implant by breathing the air, because they're shooting out nanoparticles in the air. It's not a hard thing to do. They can put it in the food. You could be having sex with someone that has that stuff in their body and that stuff transitions over to you. But when you start to see people making moves that don't make no sense, and they have no explanation as to the reason, where they're not even reading, like they're deaf, like they're tone deaf, like they can't see. Implants. Okay? And I'm gonna ask a question. I'm gonna ask a question. Okay? And it's simply to make you critically think. I'm not saying this is the case. I'm not saying it's not the case. I'm asking you a question. And the question is this. When they speak about these variants, right? Did it ever occur to any one of you, or at least make you ask the question, how do you know that it's really that, or it's not a side effect from those who went and got the jab? How do you know it's not a side effect? How do you know that when they got it, that they're experiencing side effects and they're saying that it's a variant? How do you know? And it's just a question I'm asking. I'm not saying it is. I'm not saying it's not. I'm simply asking a critical thinking question. These are questions I ask myself. How do I know that that ain't what this is? We know what we're told, but you have the right to ask questions. And I'm just simply asking the question. I'm not saying that's what it is, though. But I am asking the question, well, how do I know that's what it is? Because when you look at the newspaper articles, New York Times, CNN, MSNBC, Reuters, when you look at some of the articles that's been put out about this remedy, they've been very contradictory. One minute they're saying this, next minute they're saying that, and you're like, okay, well, which is it? Is it this or is it that? I'm confused now. I don't understand. You guys said this, and now you're saying this, but you didn't tell us this before, so now this is in the play, and then you're saying that there's a couple other things going on. So I'm like, okay, so how do I know that what you're saying is accurate? How do I know that what you're saying is really what it is? How do I know that you're not going to switch up? I don't know. Okay? So those are questions that, I think that people should just simply ask themselves, and you come up to your own conclusions with whatever answers you come up with.